I am indeed, sir. I'm having to stay awake. I ain't been to sleep, Lee. I'm having to stay awake because I've got some fish due in the post. Well, to be delivered, shall I say. Welcome in, Lee. I hope you're alright, fella. I've already been live a few hours ago, but I'm literally fighting to stay awake, so I thought I'm just gonna flick the live on. Why not? So yeah, I have. Hey up, Mark. Alright, lad. As I say, I'm only here, Matt, because I've got fish being delivered today, and I don't want to miss them. I've been to sleep. Been talking fish all night and stuff. Got a pair of a male and a female. I've already bred about several times as well. It's not because I can't sleep, it's just my body clock. I sleep for a few hours, I get 3 hours kick, I'm alright. Like I'm used to these all-nighters in the kitchen. Kitchen parties. Money 45. And I've just been gathering arrow water and water for the discus tank. I've done a full 100%. This has all been treated. I've put a new strong UV clarifier in there. This has all been treated now. So I might check out all them cryptocorin. This is a 220 litre and it's got 6 discus in there. They're all behind there. Because I've just turned the light on. And because I had medication in the tank, I'm running a charcoal filter. That's just a sponge full of active carbon. I'll just run it for 24 hours just to get any residue out and shit. Yeah, that's fully planted. Up to white tank. I do indeed, Lee. There's my arrow system. That runs from there all the way up there through an extra de-resin chamber, through this pipe, all the way behind there. I'm still plugged in. All the way behind there, through here. Then I've got a TDS meter to check. That shouldn't be reading 40, that means there's water stuck in the pipe. That should be reading 000. And then it runs down into here, and that's connected to a float valve, and when that's full, the arrow machine's got an auto switch off shut off system. It'll totally shut off so I don't waste power. And this one's my hard water. This cupboard I haven't finished yet. I need to get an handle and a hinge for this and paint it the same colours as my drawers. Yeah, Lee. My tap water's also filtered through what's called a HMA filter. Yeah, all the Tanganyika, and for my discus, basically what I do, I'll fill the water bin up with half tap water, which has gone through a dechlorinator, by the way. You know, one of them pond pods. I've got one on this and the HMA filter outside, just to take so much out of the water. It still stays hard. And then I'll fill up the rest with arrow, and then I'll check the TDS, and when the TDS is 120, that's what I'll use my discus water. These tanks I keep 200 TDS, and the ones above are 350. Like that one's a GH, this one's a GH of 6 and a KH of 4. The one above's a GH of 14 and a KH of 7. No, crushed coral in a bag, Lee. My tap water's naturally hard, like liquid concrete. But I have coral in. Let me see if I can see it. Hang on. You see at the bottom there's big pieces of coral. As you can see by the stains on the side. That's just a pump to pump it all the way through into my tanks. I keep the pump running as well, so that's my wastewater, by the way. So yeah, all the Africans, and I do it, like I say, I do a mix. But having a dechlorinator fitted to your hose pipe or however you fill up is a really good idea, because it saves you. You don't have to buy pram and all that. You know what I mean? As well as, I'm not dissing pram, but the less chemicals you put in the water, the better, really. I can't lift and carry, Lee. That's why my wastewater bucket's on wheels. And I had to think, how can I get the water to the tank? By just plugging a plug in. And I've done it. If I want RO, just turn it on and away it goes. I change the DI resin chamber about once every 10 days. I've just recently changed all the new sediment filter and the active carbon filter in the RO filter as well, which you should change every 3 to 6 months. Is it rainwater? As in, exactly, Mark, works my, that's my motto, that. Work smart, not hard. That's exactly what rainwater, yeah, it'll be way better. It'll be way better, yeah. Way better for your fish, especially for your tetras. Tetras, South Americans love some rainwater. Corridorus love some wet rainwater, that can get corys spawning. But yeah, you could theoretically use that, yeah. That's the only reason you keep the pump in there, to keep the water moving, and it stops it going stagnant. Hi again, Craig. It was either this or sleep, Craig, so I was like, yeah. Yeah, all your wastewater can then go to where. So what you're taking, to be honest, when it comes to the house plants, it's a win-win, because all your wastewater goes to the plants now. So get another bin to pump your wastewater from your tank into the water butt, and then use that water butt to do the plants. And then your plants are being fed naturally. And then now you'll just have the rainwater butt for yourself. Good day, Mark. Sat waiting for that knock. No worries, Lee, anytime. But yeah, you'd probably be better using the rainwater for you, and then your wastewater for all the plants. It's a win-win. Eco-friendly. All that mulm and dirt out the tank goes to the plants who are like, I shall grow more. You too, Mac. Catch you soon. Hopefully they arrive alright. Fertilised water. Naturally fertilised. Plants love dirt. My plant, my pothos grows. It grows all the way down, it goes all the way around there as well, across to there. That grows amazing. That's just fed the water from my, when I do them up like a sponge filter or something. What's for dinner, Craig? I've got a variegated, I've got a yellow variegated, I've got a marbled, and I've got pothos everywhere. Like, I have it in all my tanks. There's a bit down there, a bit in there. Good for the air in your house. Hi again, Jeff. Sorry, I'm streaming a lot, guys. It was either that I have to stay, I'm going to sleep, and I need to stay awake for some fish. So it was all I could think of. I was literally bored. Messaging Craig saying I'm bored, bro. So I'm like, I'll just come on for just till I hear that knock at the door, then I can float the bags. Well, bag. I do indeed. I'm looking forward to it. I'll be going a week on Sunday. Travelling in one of them Teslas as well for the first. I've never been in a Tesla. I'm not driving. My friend drives. I'd say I give him some petrol money, but what do you do? What do you give him in an electric car? Shall I give him some batteries? But yeah, I've got like about 350, 400 pounds, so like about $500, Jeff, to get. Some of it's my Christmas money, pre-Christmas, what my wife's given me. Some's what I've been saving. Of course it is, Lee. All that's to the algorithm, my man. But yeah, I've got a few. I want to start intermingling, Jeff, like, instead of having just 2 or 3 or 4 or even 6 of fish in one tank, I'm trying to get more out the tank. I'm getting two more African species. The blue African tetra and the red-eyed African tetra. I also want another dozen Madagascar rainbows. Don't know if you've ever got the chance to see them, but wow. Boy, in person, it's like with a lot of them though, innit? You don't see that true beauty in a fish till you've had it for a little while and it's settled in. You're going two species, yeah. I mean, to be honest, I've got two in that. Yeah. Apart from this tank, there's three species. No, 3, 4, 5 different species in here. Little lady 91, hello Lee. God, this delivery best come in the morning. I'm a lady. So I wear dresses. No. Hello, Button. But no, my discus, one of my discus had a little bit of fin rotty type thing going on, so I've been treating that tank the last week. Did a big 100% water change today, and now I've just added a filter with active carbon in it just to take out any residue left over of the meds. But it seems alright now. We're still feeding and everything, but hello Ninja Button, Lyra. And Marvel. I am a Russian blue. GB Shrimpland, if you're around, wake up mate, you've got a shrimp and fish delivery due. And Marquez. But yeah, I'm quite happy. All my look at this female giving. Don't want to disturb them too much. That's the female. You can see with the pale belly. She's trying to impress the male. He's just not doing his job. They're one of two species what I've never produced for me. The rest of my tanks are bred. I bite like ninja. Still there, Craig? Brother Craig! Hey man, we've started saving to come to Australia. Me and my wife are coming. Staying with Craig and Belinda for 2 weeks. So they've got to put up with me for 2 weeks. I've always wanted to go to Australia and my passport's just been renewed, so why not? And me and my wife don't do nothing, so I don't go to a pub and get drunk. So I'm like, oh, might as well plough the money in. So we looked at flights, and if we book the flight like a year in advance, we save £1,700 each. So like, what's that double in your dollars? 3,400. And that's only one stop and change, and that's in Singapore, I think. And that's from Manchester, and I'm only like an hour and a half from Manchester. Gollymon Gaming. We haven't decided on that yet, because if we pay for the flights now and not in 12 months time, they're like about 4,000. I think it was 6,300 for us both. I mean, it was flying. I am flying first class. I am doing 24-hour travel and a shitty airline. You know what I mean? Not a chance. So, Craig, this is what we need to do. We need to work out how we can do it. Go to fucking Bunnings and get the pipe and just run a tube off. What, you turn the valve and it just starts to open up all the valves, or you just turn the valves manually on each tank so it's gravity fed, so then the water comes out and down and goes into the drain, and then once it reaches that level it can't, and then all you do is can do it so you've got a connection where you can connect your hose to it and do it in reverse and then pump straight back in, and then eventually put a float on each tank, so then if you fill in with the tap you can't overfill, because once the float valve's up, that's it. Yeah, to be honest, I've heard things. My brother went to Mexico and had a bad experience with British Airways. But yeah, I'll definitely be going. I'll even show my tickets live once I've got them. And then Craig can get all excited because he can start like giving me man cuddles and shit. I'm going to have a right laugh. I'm going to go wrestle a koala bear while getting high with a male kangaroo. Fucking, I like the way he was catching them, Craig, feeding a bit of food and then a scoop. I wish all fish was like that. And what again was going in that tank? What there was in, Craig, sorry? You told me this 1,000 times. Haven't you decided that yet? Emirates. Yeah, Emirates. Emirates was one we looked at. Wasn't overly priced, considering, really. Could do a tool change and it saves about only 700, but what's the point? Angels, maybe. Do you know what you think you should get, Craig? A nice trio of Manacapora or Alton Angels, and breed some of them. Qatar Airways. I think we get something like a 6-hour stopover in Singapore. So I hope the airport in Singapore's quite decent. And it's got some nice food, because I'll be filling up. Because I'm not the biggest fan of aeroplane food, but I'll eat it. Who likes powdered eggs? Not me. That's where it is. It's Manchester to Singapore, Singapore to Sydney. My wife found the flights, but like I say, if we pay for them now, it's an extra. I think it works out about £1,400 each. But if we book in a year's time, we'll save 1,700. It's weird. Oh yeah, it's got to visually enjoy them, Jeff. And I'm gonna let breeding take its natural course. I want to do as little intervention. I want to try and take things a bit more natural. I'm not overly bothered about breeding. If it happens, it happens. But my tanks have been like tanks just with the odd fish. And you know where you just like, I just need to change it up. Yeah, I just needed to change it up. But at the same time, in other tanks, I will have specifically that for breeding. I've got peacock goby fry, I've got corridorus fry, curry eggs from a stare-by. I've got some random curries, what came out of this tank, out of the mop, so it could only be a similis. I got me fair. If we're talking this room's took 7 years. But then the previous years to that 7 years, I've still had tanks, but not on this scale. Talking 5 or 6 tanks, one big tank. This room, 7 years. I'm just trying to work out, yeah, 7 years. But I went through a shrimp phase and I was earning loads of cash and that, and I don't like faffing about with shipping and stuff and posting. So I'm like, I let my tanks just build up with tons of shrimp, and then I just sold them all on, and I was like getting more fish. They did indeed, yes. I can remember my first tank when I was 1987. Not my first tank, my parents' tank. They had angels and discus back then. No manual with them. I think they had Black Widow Tetras, Buenos Aires, Colombian. Then in the 90s they got into the Green Terrors. And then in 1991 they bought me my first tank. I had guppies, mollies and platies. But you've got to have, no matter what, you've got to have a tank. I'm enjoying the planted side as well a lot more. That's why I want to change fish up. So I'd like to look at my tanks as a underwater garden, not just a tank with rocks in. My passion's always been there. Even when I had fish in the late 90s, early 2000s, I also used to breed snakes, corn snakes, various morphs, leopard geckos, various morphs, bearded dragons, sandfire ranch reds, citrus bearded dragons, royal pythons, ball pythons if you're in America. I've bred all sorts. I've worked with quite a lot of different, and I always had tanks. I always had wet stuff. And my passion's really been underwater, not a snake in a vivarium, or whatever you want to call it. But fish is my real passion, and I seem to have gained a passion for escaping tanks. I don't necessarily like the products when it's just planted, but this is now like a year on, and it's just like become a new tank. can harvest plants out of it for other tanks, and you know, I'm at a point now where I've got that much bits and bobs spare stuff. If I need to set a tank up, I've got the filtration, the heater, the light, the sand. I've got bags of gravel. I've got some rock. I've got some spare wood. But I tend to buy. I'm a bit of an. I spend a lot. I ain't gonna lie. But I like buying all things aquatics. Makes me happy. And that's what aquatics is for me. About making myself happy, learning stuff. One of the big things for me is learning from the rest of you guys as well, because I don't know everything. There's many things and fields of expertise I'm not on. But then there's many where I am. Sometimes I ramble on too much, but that's just the ADHD. I've had casualties. It was only, I think we'll be coming up to 5 months, 6 months maybe. I overdosed with hydrogen peroxide. I dosed it enough for 160 litres, and the tank was only 100, and the oxygen levels just went in my tank and everything just basically suffocated. I lost 14 pandagara, 35 snow white plecos, half of my rainbow fish. I felt like giving up, but then I thought, you know what? Take the hit, learn from it, move on. No, this is true. I don't like somebody, Jeff, but tries to be a know-it-all, and they've got 2 tanks, you know. But then that's not this saying someone with 1 tank can know as much as me or you or anyone. I'm just not into them kind of people. I want no ifs, no buts, no maybes. I want facts. I want knowledge. I want to learn. I want to know what you do. I want to, you know, what's your routine? How do you do things? I watch. I lurk. I've took a few tricks in the last 5 months and implemented them in my role. Some people do. Some people don't say run it through the tap, but if your tap water's not too chemically, there's no harm in you running your sponge through the tap water. Because you have to remember, it's not just the filtration what's got the bacteria, beneficial bacteria in. It's the full decorum of the tank, the plants, the rocks, the wood, pebbles, stones. They also harbour the beneficial bacteria, so you're not necessarily, people say, oh, it'll crash your tank. It would if you use my tap water downstairs. But I wouldn't trust to put fish without my water being dechlorinated, because I know the levels of it's that bad, my water. If you do a cup of water and smell it, it smells like swimming pools. It's just wrong. Yeah, I agree, Jeff. Just learn like the rest of us, lad. You know. There's often times I'll get asked something and I'm like, I don't know. And they're like, what? I'm like, I don't know everything. It's such a vast hobby. There's such an array of fish and aquatic invertebrates and God knows what else out there you can now keep. The hobby is very different from even 10 years ago. My auntie had a goldfish in a bowl. I don't agree with it at all, by the way. And that goldfish lived for 42 years. One of them goldfish what was won at a fair back in the days, you know. I thrive off people teaching me. It's one of the best parts about the hobby, the learning for me, Jeff. Yeah, I love it when someone teaches you the right way as opposed to the wrong way. Or teaches you their way because it works. Because you do get them kind of people as well. You know? Rules are meant to be broken at the end of the day. Yeah, Google's one. I don't really use Google for anything. If I'm ever on Google, it's just an image search. Because I want to see what L number this is, or what corridors this is, or what. I mean, I was looking on a list earlier, and I've noticed they've changed a lot of names. Put some of them on, not under Corridorus, under, is it Hoplosoma? I buy the Synodontis lucipinis, and lo and behold, they've reclassified it as the true pygmy petricola. King of LA, King of. Hey Joey and Ellie, I don't mind, I like Joey. I've just done him a favour. He asked me to do him a favour for something, and he'll put my YouTube and whatnot in the description to credit me for this. I was like, yeah, no problem. Live what I had about 3 hours ago. I've got a chart on my wall. I've just ordered a poster, right, Jeff? And then I've realised the poster's an old poster, so 90% of it's been reclassified. I've just done a clip of. He wanted a 30-second clip of Congo Tetras done in not this mode, but in what's it called, horizontal, of what Congo Tetra will look like as adults. So I've done some videos for him, and he said it was earlier on. Greg was in and a few others, because he often comes in 3 times this week. Yeah, I was like, yeah, no problem. Yeah, it's like, no problem. Said I'll credit you to it and all that, obviously. He's going to retweet it. I've sent him 3 different videos. He can bang it all together and work it out himself. Might get me some new subs. But yeah, it's hopefully now, Jeff, that's it now for messing around until they find new corries, and then they want a whole new category of Corridora CB9268, you know, or the old Corridorus CW420. I'm not doing bad, to be honest. I've had a bit of a. I've had more subs this last just 48 hours than I think I've ever had. I got 5 off one shot, 5 subscribers. I was like, what's going on? Because I hadn't done much live. Obviously, today I have. But been like live twice in the last 2 weeks. I can't do schedules because my autistic brain won't let me keep to schedules. I have my own schedule in my own head, you know. You know how it is. Even if I get a few, it's something. It was just nice of him to ask, and I'm like, yeah, no problem. I mean, I love me Congos. Corridorus do an amazing job keeping that sand like that. And the Amano shrimp. And I've got random loads, they're bred like mad. They was getting picked off by the Congos, but now they're thriving. A colony of reds. Yeah, I know, Jay, I know. I can't, to be honest, I'm not the type, Jeff. As the old saying goes here, a spade's a spade. I'm a down to earth guy. I aren't one to let things go to my head. I'm too common and too, I don't know what the word is, I can't think of. Oh, Alfred get me in trouble. So it's best not. But yeah, I totally get you. Like I said, last week and the week before, I was like, I needed some chill time. I was all analytics out, you know. Analytics. And now I'm like, I don't even check them now. I don't even know how many watch hours. I'm like, and I was getting too into it, and I was like, it's not about that. Give over or. It's about connecting. Unfortunately, I can't connect with everyone because that's just the way the world is. I can't get along with everyone because just some people grate on me, literally. But I don't bring no crap to them. I don't talk down about them. I just get on with it. I do my own thing. I like what other people do. I love the interaction, because I don't do much socialising in real life, which is going to be strange because I go on holiday in March to Benidorm, Spain. I've got a feeling I'll be in the hotel the whole week. I might even say, oh no, can't love, my back's gone, because it's all inclusive, all you can eat and drink. But that'll be my first holiday away in 12 years. So it's long, long overdue. They've grown some size. Them Brachycondylansis longipinis, the African longfin tetra, the one with the black. Just looking at one now, thinking, man, you're about 2.5 inch. Apologies for the howling dog in the background. It's got anxiety issues because my wife's at work, or she's gone to work. Yeah, that's what I Yeah, amen to that, Jeff. We are who we are. If you don't like it, move along. If you do, fantastic. It's not that I dislike people as a person or anything like that. We're just not designed to get as humans. I don't think we've evolved to ever get along, you know. I've got a female, it came in really bad condition, and I've boxed her off, and I'm just like feeding her up now. But look how skinny she is. She's a female McMaster, and I've just seen her there flicking. She's getting brine shrimp and everything. She's getting worms. Plus, I'm too old. Yeah, definitely a she. Yeah, definitely a she. When she's coloured up, Jeff, she's the typical yellow. The male's like an orange and red and... But I actually ordered the Epistogramma Hongsloi, and it arrived, both pairs arrived, the pair arrived dead, along with half the other fish. So then they replaced it and sent me bloody McMaster. Wasn't even in my plans. So now I'm stuck with a male McMaster, which, don't get me wrong, is stunning, but it was never in my plans. Yeah. The male was getting all the food and he was just not giving her a chance to even bother. But she came in so skinny. So yeah, I've put her on a high protein diet, but not too quick. She's getting brine anywhere from 2 to 4 times a day. Which reminds me, it's harvest time. Oh. God, if you was local, Jeff, or even if I was in the same country, I'd be like, do you want these? It was never in my plans. I just won't be using that company ever again. I mean, I'm itching to buy online, but I'm holding out for, I go fish shopping on the 15th, so I'm holding out for that. Because the place I go has just got so many different flavours. The biggest epistogramma I think I've personally ever seen. These was like 3.5 inches, Jeff, wild caught, triple reds, cockatoides, wild caught Pandora, wild caught Ninjensai, whatever it's called. I'd never seen so many epistogramma. I was like, ooh. And now I'm like, the cockatoides are going in here because, why not? Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine that's like you put in an episto with what do you call them? Rams, German rams. Sometimes you've got to do it to learn this, haven't you? It's not intentional, but don't always plan out how you expect or want. That's another thing about the hobby. It's very unpredictable, is it not? You can just hit jackpot and get the best fish ever, and then you can just like struggle. I learned something new today. I did a lazy, and I left day 7 of the eggs in the what I'd just started getting the eyes from the eggs, release the cell from the eggs, but they stay with the male. But day 8, the eggs are gone. Yeah, amen to that. I've had it a few. I've not once or twice, quite a few times. Yeah. That's my situation and scenario. We're not all blessed with space. Like if I had Jeff Pelham's basement, my God, would I be banging out some totes and some ponds with tons of live bearers, bread and butter stuff, could predator pond, you name it. Oh, it's such a shame, but utilise the space better. Man, if I had that basement, I'd have like an office corner, you know, a little fridge with some drinks in it and whatnot. A little games room thing, little arcade game, maybe a pinball machine. South American section, African section, Asian section. Oh man. We can but dream. Things I could do with that space. Yeah, the ceiling, all the ceiling. Get it all insulated and boarded up. Put some insulation board on the. Hello, Mickey. Long time no see, mate. Yeah, all doing all right here. But yeah, get some extra. You work out a cheaper heater system, because I bet you all that ceiling boxed off, Jeff, would be a money saver alone. You know, get all them pipes and wires all boxed in and boxed off with some access points, and run your water up and run it along, and have an automated system, because you've got a sink in there, you know. The walls, definitely. See, we don't have the luxury in the UK of having basements, because they won't dig down like they dig down. I think it's 2 meters, and in this country, you hit most places, you hit water. Yeah, I hope you're well, Mickey. Yeah, I don't think of that. I'm thinking of the UK, and that's just wrong. You see, houses in the UK are double layered. Then on the inside of the brick, they've got a gap for the cavity, like it's like a breathable cavity infill thermoboard. And then comes the breeze block, and then onto the breeze block, they then put this stuff called Kingspan, which is like a foam board, then plasterboard on top of that and skim them. So the houses here are quite efficient, even the old ones. It's just the price of electric and gas now. It's gone through the roof. We're paying 400 and she worked out £477, so like about $520 a month on electric now. So I'm like looking at things. I've made some heaters in tanks dormant, and so far so good. One of them is holding at 78. One of them is holding at 76. Yeah, ours is, but we got a grant funded because of their brother being on disability. So they did like we have the outside rendered with like a thermoboard, and on the inside they injected all the walls. Okay, then we got our loft done. We even got new window double glazed units put in. If you live in an old house and it's single brick, there's no cavity to pump it into. Yeah, I reckon so. Yeah. Times need to change because house builds now and efficiency, you know, the carbon footprint's a lot more on the forefront now. Won't be for long before every house built's got solar panels. I never get why they haven't done it now. On a big scale, you know. Solar panels are so cheap to make, the materials, but yet they sell them, charge a fortune. My sister had the right idea in 2010 when the solar panels came on the scene in the UK. She got a house done, and now she's in a position where she's getting paid by the national grid. Yeah, heat rising lofts do. I was at the old, about I think it was 85mm loft rock wool. Now we've got like 3 times the thickness of that. We was going to get the loft boarded off, so I was going to look at see if I could put some tanks up there. But I don't want to push it. My wife's going to turn around and say, "You've got a fucking enough." Times are definitely changing. Yeah, I know, I've seen. Wouldn't cost a small fortune. I mean, you can get that spray expander one. They do one here where they use recycled paper, and they actually spray it, and they've done a mix so that it actually slightly expands. My first protocol, if I had that room, would be, you know, buttoning it all up, so to speak. Get some colour in the room. Get some ceiling lights. the expanding paper. It's like paper mache, but it dries like fluffy, but it doesn't expand like the foam. But it's clever. It's just a good way of using old paper and recycling, isn't it? Yeah, I can see. I can see. See. I don't see things from both sides. Morning, Glenn. If you're watching and you've just got a WhatsApp message off you. Yeah, but it's alright saying you've got a few weeks off, but you've got a knee up. Stay off it. Do exactly what they tell you to do. Don't go up and about. Don't do what I did. I broke a leg in a football charity match and still played on. I didn't even. Just had a twinge and he had a fracture. And now I've got, because of it, I walked out of placement. And now I've got one leg longer than the other, which is making my hip grind. It's no fun, but get on with it. You do. Put me a second, guys. Welcome in. Good morning, sir. Welcome in, DJ. I always forget your name. I have been told it. Sal, that was it. Do you know it was on the tip of my tongue? Good morning. Oh, it's morning here. As soon as this fish has been, I'll be acclimating it. No worries, Lee. Oh, I hate the plastering work. It's a messy job. I did some walls downstairs. I hadn't done it for years. I did the best I could. I ain't paying a guy £300 an hour. Just took a little longer, the fed coat, when I put it on. Throw some mud on the wall. That's pretty much what I did. Take care, Lee. Thanks for all the legs, Lee. One thing I will be investing in my room for summertime though is a air conditioning system, because our summers now are just getting warmer and warmer, and sometimes I'm like finding it hard to control temperature fluctuation, having to take all the lids off my tanks. No, that's true. But I would be buttoning it all up, sealing walls, new skim on the floor. Maybe add some gullies for some drainage to go direct to the drain. No. Mr. Cool, we don't. It bothers me because I'm actually a joiner by trade. I've done plasterboarding, done bricklaying, but I am a carpenter joiner, whatever you want to call it, by trade, but I just can't do it now. I do all around the house, I still do wood decorating, hanging doors and all, you know, all the basics. It's a DIY heat pump HV. Ah, right, okay. Chippy, yep, I've been called that a few times. Went to college in the 90s when I left school. I had a job full time as well. Got me MVQ level 1, 2. I could have gone for the 3, which was advanced, which I didn't see the point because I didn't want to teach. I wasn't getting into it to teach people. I like to build things. I've always dreamed of getting a plot of land and building my own home from the bottom up. Living on site in a caravan and just doing what work you can for however long it takes. Because I can imagine the sense of achievement of building your own house is like, you know, sensational. But I've always been quite an handyman because I was a sucker as a child for taking things apart. All sorts of things, from radio players to bikes, motorbike engines, my granddad's motorbike, without his consent. And I put it all back together properly. So I've always been a bit of a hands-on kind of guy. Which has put me in good stead in life because there's many things I'm like, you can bodge it and it still works good. Not wrong with that. One of our brothers, Max, my wife's brothers, he's really big into trains. He goes to take pictures of, he can tell you what train's coming from where, and even before the train gets there he can tell you the number. And got the biggest collection I've probably ever seen of railway stuff. It's got a full tool room dedicated to it all the way around the shelf, all the way around the room. Our other brother's into big trucks, you know, big boy trucks. You want to see his collection, but he's got like set and scaled down size trucks with all the details that come with everything. Alright, cool. You see lots of the old train controller signalman posts still on our train tracks and round the town, the way it used to be. Unfortunately, where I'm based, to get the train you can only go out, you can't come in and go out, you've got to go out from Hull because Hull's at the end of the train tracks. the one thing what lets this city down, where it's situated. One way in, one way out. It's what I was hoping my son would get into something engineering wise, Jeff, but he ended up weirdly going to do sports science. He's studying to do physio and the science of the human anatomy. But he's actually enjoying it, so but he's got another 2 years at university before he can decide where he wants to take his degrees. My daughter's, she's in her first year, and then my youngest, she'll start university next year. She's doing archaeology, history, and is it geology, gemology, something. Ringo, Ringo. I was going to say that, but I didn't want to offend you. I like the way they always made him a big, fat guy. I once had the full Thomas the Tank Engine set. Yeah, it's a good song. True facts. Oh, come on, knock at the door. Thanks for joining us both times, Jeff. Appreciate it, bro. Hope you get some good sleep. To be honest, I'm going to end the stream now, guys, anyways. So I shall catch you all soon. Yeah, I shall catch you all soon, guys. You too, Sal. Take care, guys. Bye.